So, ladies and gentlemen, what have you learned here tonight after watching 3 hours of WWE Hell in a Cell 2019 pay per view? I know what I've learned that Vincent Man could give a fuck less what the audience wants, what they think, or what they care about. Nor does he care about this company. He don't care about building new stars. He doesn't care about doing anything that seems reasonable and the right thing to do. It's all political propaganda, and it has nothing to do with you or I's interest in caring about the fans. I have to say one thing. As much as I love NXT, as much as I love all the WWE superstars, I can't stand this company anymore. I think that they have a roster full of great talent, the capability of being a hell of a lot better than what they are, and yet we don't get that delivery. We don't get any kind of care, nor do we get new stars to push. We just get the same old shit. And I feel horrible to even be a fan of WWE at this point. Because this pay-per-view was probably the worst pay-per-view of all time. Worse than fucking Battleground of 2017 type level of bad. This pay-per-view had no quality whatsoever. The opener with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks was a great match, but it did not have the kind of finish that we were looking forward to. We were expecting Sasha Banks to finally win the championship. Did we get that kind of moment? No. I was expecting Sasha Banks to win this match. I actually thought that was going to happen. Now, Bray Wyatt, on the other hand, I felt differently because of how they were presenting him on television. Just week after week, beating the shit out of Seth Rollins, and yet leading into a pay-per-view Hell in a Cell match, I figured Seth Rollins was going to retain the title based on this kind of pattern that Vince McMahon had Bray Wyatt on. But Sasha Banks, I kind of felt differently. I felt a little bit confident she was going to win the title and then defend the title against Becky Lynch in her first title defense and retain the championship, having a first ever title reign where she retained her title, which would be a very, very important thing for them to do for Sasha Banks and the storyline of her character. But at the end of the day, guys, we didn't even get that. I don't care about honestly, the Bray Wyatt thing, I expected it. I was one of the minority. Bottom line, this guy don't care about nothing. This is all political propaganda. You can clearly see that when Becky Lynch retained her title, I knew for a fact Seth Rollins was going to win this match. And quite frankly, he did. Because I don't care what anybody says. You can say, oh, that ending was a disqualification. That was not a disqualification. That was a clear fucking knockout. Bray Wyatt was not moving at the end of that match. He wasn't doing jack shit. And then all of a sudden they whip out a stretcher and all of a sudden, poof, he magically becomes awoken and starts kicking Seth Rollins' ass. If you can't see that is a fucking fix, they do a rematch of any sort, you're going to see a guaranteed victory by Seth Rollins to retain the title again. Bray Wyatt is just another Samoa Joe, and other people in that realm of Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman. Bray Wyatt is never going to get over. He is not a character that Vince McMahon cares about. He's just a novelty act like Elias and other superstars that he uses to get a rise out of people. Bray Wyatt was used as a tool, as I mentioned in my random wrestling talk episode that I did last night, and that's all Bray Wyatt is, and that's what other superstars that people want to see moved into a main event spot and be a fucking threat in that company as a superstar. You're not going to get that with Bray Wyatt. You're not going to get that even with Braun Strowman. I don't give a fuck what you do with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's having a stupid little confrontation with Tyson Fury. Do you think that for one solitary second Tyson Fury is going to get involved with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania? Because I guarantee that's where it's leading to. You think Tyson Fury is going to lose in a gimmick match to fucking Braun Strowman? You're crazy. This guy don't build anybody. He don't care about you. He don't care about me. Vincent Man only cares and wants for himself. This guy is a fucking trash bag, low down piece of shit. And I hope I can reach out to as many people as possible that can watch what I have to say. And I hope I reach out to you and touch you guys in a way that will get you to get your brains thinking. Get your brains rewired. Because any of you that like this is being fooled by Vincent Man. The man tonight that should have won that damn title was Bray Wyatt. Hands down. That's like having The Undertaker be built up the way they have Bray Wyatt and then make him lose in such a horrible fashion, which I will get into. But let me go into the matches here and touch on some of the things that I disliked highly and was all against for what they did in this pay-per-view. The first matchup, of course, was Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Great matchup, very entertaining, the best match of the night. Unfortunately, though, Sasha Banks lost. I did not like that idea, but because the match was great and it was fun to watch, I'm not going to shit all over it. But Sasha Banks, she's got a possibility to move into SmackDown, face Charlotte Flair for now being the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and have her compete against Charlotte Flair, win that title from Charlotte Flair, and revenge her losses that when she goes ahead and many of the times back in 2016, she won the Raw Women's Championship and then would lose it to Charlotte later on. I think this is a great opportunity to revisit that storyline, but this time do a flip on it. Have Sasha Banks win the title and then also retain the belt against Charlotte Flair, who's probably the biggest threat to Sasha Banks out of everybody outside of Becky Lynch now, that she can't even beat Becky Lynch, let alone win the fucking title. That's a joke in itself, but I'm not going to harp on it. It is what it is. You guys all know, based off of what I said earlier in the video, I'm not going to reiterate the same exact shit. The next match after that was Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan against Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. This matchup was good too. I enjoyed watching it, but again, the wrong team won. I don't believe that Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan needed this win. This was more something that Luke Harper and Eric Rowan needed, especially Eric Rowan. He's been losing like nonstop. You get him away from Daniel Bryan, and then you get him looking strong, and then you make him lose. Again to Roman Reigns, and Luke Harper this time eats the pinfall instead. That was a stupid move as well. If you didn't want Roman Reigns eating the pinfall, have Daniel Bryan eat the pinfall. My idea was, in my head, was Daniel Bryan eats the pinfall, Daniel Bryan moves to Monday Night Raw, gets on a winning streak, Bray Wyatt wins the Universal Championship, and then we get a Bray Wyatt Fiend character facing Daniel Bryan in a storyline program. That was what I would think would be the best interest to the fans. One, you get the title on what people want to see. Two, you have their number one favorite superstar that they've been cheering for 5-7 years now, and enjoy watching compete against each other for the title. And not to mention, you can legitimately put Bray Wyatt finally as a heel against somebody that they actually enjoy and really cheer for because they love him to death. Nope, can't give us that. Can't give us nothing. Nothing. Fucking joke. Next is Randy Orton versus Mustafa Ali. Randy Orton beats Mustafa Ali in such a horrible fashion, may I add. Mustafa Ali looked like he was going to get hit with an RKO. He counters it. He starts getting some momentum and kicks some ass, and then all of a sudden, like an idiot, and I knew this was going to happen, rolls into the ring, jumps through the middle ropes, rolls into the ring, and then stands there, waits for Randy Orton to turn around, hits him with an RKO, and that's the end of the match. As if like to roll in the ring and say, hey man, I'm here, hit me with the RKO. Boom, and now I'm done. Mustafa Ali has been in a fucking losing streak of late. He has not won one single matchup, I don't think, for the last 2 months since he's returned from injury. And he had all these promo videos hyping him up that he's looking to chase after the WWE Championship. And then on top of it, highlighting him in loss after loss after loss after loss. Can you please get him off television or get him on a winning streak already? I mean, this guy isn't doing anything. I mean, nothing. What a fucking joke. That was just bullshit in itself. After that, we had Braun Strowman with the Viking Raiders tag teaming up against the OC. The OC lose this match, or actually it ends up being a disqualification because the OC had Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows beating the shit out of Braun Strowman, and they didn't, go to their corner and get on the apron while AJ Styles was the legal man. Really? Then in the post part of the match, you have fucking Braun Strowman punch out AJ Styles and he's knocked unconscious. And you'd think they wouldn't make a goofball type of knockout, like him going, I'm okay, and he can't fucking... No. You have him carried out on a stretcher, or you have him really confused on where the hell he is, but you don't have him acting like a goofball. He looked like an idiot the way he was being presented, being knocked out. It looked ridiculous. It was awful. It did not look realistic. It was a horrible sell. It looked like something out of a comedy movie. Pathetic. Really. This company is pathetic. And I do this now not because I love WWE or what they do. I do it because you guys care about watching my videos. You guys have been investing your time to take a look at these videos. Whether you're new or you've been part of this channel for a while, I don't care. You guys are kind enough to take a look at my videos, and I appreciate that. For the little bit of viewership that I have, I appreciate that every one of you that have taken a look at the videos. So thank you very much to you guys, and that's why I continue to do it, because I'm noticing that I'm starting to get more people interested in this channel, and I want to continue to do that because I love wrestling. Do I love WWE? Fuck no. I can't stand this company, but people like watching it, and people want to hear people rant about it or give their viewpoint on this company. And my viewpoint is, you suck. The company, sucks. And I have no respect for this company whatsoever. Not anyone on this card tonight looked good. They didn't. Nobody looked good. Nobody got over. Nobody looked interesting. Nobody looked impressive. None of it was worth anyone's time. Unless you're a fucking diehard WWE fan and you expect to be, disappointed, but you'll watch anyway just for the sake of watching because you like wrestling, I understand you. I'm in the same boat. Not to mention I care about this channel. But I'm getting to a point, if I decided one day I want to cancel doing these YouTube videos, and not do any more uploads and close down shop with this channel. You think I'd keep this WWE Network shit after what I just saw tonight? No. I wouldn't. I wouldn't view it. I wouldn't watch any of it. I wouldn't care. It'd save me $9.99 a month. So, at the end of the day, this isn't for me. This is for you guys. For the ones that are interested in watching what I have to say and what I think. And I think that we deserve a lot better than what we're getting, because this was a fucking catastrophe. This was a fucking joke. Bottom line. Alright, next match was, I believe it was, trying to remember. I can't even fucking remember this card. This card was fucking pathetic. And I don't have my computer up or anything to give me the information of what happened and so forth. And I'm not going to bother doing that, because this pay-per-view don't deserve that kind of, in-depth analysis. Honestly, I'm trying to remember. I think after that match, it was... Chad Gable and... Oh, wait, I think it was... No, it was the WWE Women's Championship match for SmackDown. I got a little bit of something to gripe on this. What the fuck was the women's... the 24/7 Championship being even presented during the middle of the beginning part of the matchup for the SmackDown Women's title? Just before they're supposed to do the announcement, they're having a segment with the freaking 24/7 title. You're really telling me that that's more important than just getting on the show with getting on the road with this fucking Women's Championship match? That's definitely more important than that. All you're telling me is you don't seem to give a flying fuck about the SmackDown Women's Championship and the two women that are in the middle of the ring that have been one of the two that have been carrying your women's division. Tamina, what has she been doing? I could understand if, fucking Asuka or... Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I do apologize. The women's tag team matchup, now that I mentioned Asuka and Kairi Sane won the SmackDown the women's tag team titles from Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. That's great and all. I'm glad they won the tag team titles. It's about fucking time they get some recognition that they deserve, but are they going to even be positioned or looked anywhere near to what they were in NXT? Probably not. That tag team title division for the women's is a joke. It's not even highlighted or even looked at. It's like the 24/7 title. It means nothing. It's got no meaning behind it. No prestige. No, nothing. It's got nothing behind it. It's meaningless. Matchup was okay, but I could have lived without it. I could have given two shits less about it. Now let's go into the SmackDown Women's Championship match. The SmackDown Women's Championship match, I mean, after the wonderful segment that they had with the 24/7 title before they did the announcements of the two opponents in the middle of the ring, this matchup was average Joe generic type of thing. It was a generic matchup that seemed promising, seemed like it was a good match, but at the end of the day, Charlotte wins, and there was no effort behind Bayley to try to get out of this hold or even get a rope break for that matter. She tried to do a leverage pin on the ropes, and the referee caught her this time instead of being able to do what she did at Clash of Champions. So we got the same generic situation happen here, and Bayley doesn't do jack shit. She doesn't make any effort to get to the ropes. She doesn't make any effort to figure out a way out of the hold. She just stays in the hold for about 2 minutes, maybe max if you're lucky, and then taps out and cries after she loses the match. Like, how am I supposed to feel sorry for you And she goes on to say, this always happens to me. Why does this always happen to me? I can tell you why. You work in WWE. That's why. You're never going to get over. You're going to get some title wins here and there, have a good title, retain the title here and there and whatever. But if you go against a Charlotte Flair, you go up against Becky Lynch, you're going to do nothing. You're not going to succeed. And, they could switch Bayley over to Monday Night Raw and compete against Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. That would be an awesome idea as well, and get both Sasha Banks and Bayley over. But, based on what we saw here tonight, do you really think we're going to see either one of them win the Women's Championship and do something with the titles? No. Even if they're switched to separate brand, to swap between brands, you think we're going to get anything? Absolutely not. We're not going to get anything. So my recommendation to everyone who is fed up of WWE and has been trying to give them chance after chance, I wouldn't give them any chances anymore. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't give even NXT, and I love NXT, so don't diss me for saying this. I'm not hating on NXT, but the problem is NXT is part of the WWE product. And anything that the WWE is doing also gives a bad image to NXT, because at the end of the day, when those guys move to the main roster, we all know what they're going to end up being. Nobody's. The sad thing is, in a developmental system, they seem more important than the fucking main roster. That's not supposed to be. The main roster is supposed to be elevated even higher than the developmental system. And they're not. That's backwards. And I've said this 1,000 times on many different videos and reviews over the past 3 years or so. This is not a fucking company that cares about its customer. It cares about you giving them your money. By the way, may I add, when they panned the camera on the entire arena, even with it darkened out in the audience, you could still see there was plenty of empty seats still available for people to buy and walk in there and purchase a ticket and sit down in the arena. If they wanted to, that is. This company is a joke. And I don't know how anybody can go in there and buy a ticket. I don't know how anybody can sit there and watch these episodes week after week without tearing their hair out of their head or falling asleep. Because they sure as hell don't need NyQuil to fall asleep. Monday Night Raw is definitely the cure for sleeping. If you're an insomniac, Raw will put you to sleep. This show is crap. This product has nothing to offer to you as a wrestling fan. If you're a mindless idiot that thinks everything's hunky-dory and rainbows, why, this product is for you. Your eyes are closed, you don't know what's going on, you're mindless, and you're just a sheep following the WWE bandwagon. Good for you. Hope you enjoy wasting your money on garbage crap. Me, I want some value out of my money being used, and this ain't it. If WWE did not have other things to view off of their network, I don't think I would be keeping my subscription. Not even for NXT. Sorry. Going back to the matches, like I said, the SmackDown Women's Championship match was just very generic, nothing to cry home about. After that, we also had Chad Gable facing Baron Corbin. Why is this match even on my television screen? We've had 2 matches already. We have to have a third. The match was the same as the other 2 matches, only difference is Chad Gable this time wins. And not to mention, we also get him being called Shorty Gable. Why are we insulting the man's height? And then he's accepting it as well and being okay with it. That is even another insult to my fucking intelligence. How am I supposed to take Chad Gable seriously if he's okay with people insulting him? Come on. Really. This is a travesty. Chad Gable is a talent worth building. A talent that can get over with this audience. He's proven it with fucking Baron Corbin of all people. And I do have a new subscriber who informed me that he's a Baron Corbin fan. And I'm not going to be disrespectful to you as a fan of Baron Corbin. I'm not a fan of his, but I respect your opinion and feelings on him. But quite frankly, I mean, if Chad Gable can get over with Baron Corbin, then Chad Gable is definitely a talent worth building off of. This company is a fucking bunch of retards. And having this matchup for a third time ain't worth anybody's fucking time to watch. And then not to mention, after the match is over, he wins the match. He gets attacked by Baron Corbin post-match in the backstage. Who the fuck cares? What the fuck is this shit? Really, who fucking cares? Now we get to the main event. And then I'm gonna be done with this shit. Because this was worse than anything Royal Rumble 2014 or 2017 Battleground could offer to you. We get Bray Wyatt. He comes out with this awesome fucking entrance. Great remix for the Bray Wyatt theme song. I love the Firefly Funhouse, making you think they were going to go straight to Bray Wyatt with his Mr. Rogers gimmick, and instead they just have it all distorted and it all twists up like a film is being burned up and everything, and then they go straight to the Titantron, and they give us that entrance. Bray Wyatt's lantern is Bray Wyatt's old, like, hair that's all brown or blackish hair that he had back back a year ago before he dyed it blonde, and he had like the little dreadlocks and everything, and his mouth was wide open and his eyes were closed shut as a way of like saying the Bray Wyatt character with the Charles Manson gimmick is over. And we're moving on to a new type of gimmick for Bray Wyatt, which I think is a very nice little subliminal message I think they were trying to throw out to us. I think that's what it is, but that's just my assumption. And so we have his mouth wide open and the glow of a lantern light coming out of it. I thought that was a very cool thing. The music, unbelievable, very hardcore metalish type theme song towards the remix of Bray Wyatt's old theme song that he had when he was the Charles Manson character. And we had everything going just the way the fans like it. He also made a very special little, Vince Man made a little special little lighting fixture for Bray Wyatt's match, with it being red. I thought that was very cool. It made it seem like he was in a fucking nightmare on a nightmare type of matchup for Seth Rollins, which should have been the case anyway. I liked what Jerry Lawler said about Bray Wyatt, that he is more scary than Freddy Kruger himself, that he scares Freddy Kruger in his pants. That kind of line. I don't remember word for word what he said, but that was kind of the gist that he was trying to say. I thought that was very cool. It was promoting Bray Wyatt as this very dominant force as the Fiend. And this match was going great. Everything was flowing exactly the way people were expecting it to see what, let me reiterate that. They were expecting, based on what was going on, it looked like Bray Wyatt was going to go out the way people wanted him to go out, and that's be the champion. We didn't get that. No, absolutely not. Because by end of the middle of this match, Seth Rollins starts gaining momentum, which is expected. I expected Seth Rollins to put up a fight. I mean, you can't have Bray Wyatt just totally dismantle him and then that's it. That's like Brock Lesnar type shit. You got to make Seth Rollins look decent. I mean, make it worthwhile that his title reign is coming to an end and he's just fighting his heart out to keep it, which is what they should have done with Kofi Kingston on Friday night, but of course they didn't do that. So we're going ahead and we're getting this whole comeback by Seth Rollins, and what we should have had is eventually Bray Wyatt come out of the depths of hell, basically, in that kind of idea, and have him actually regain control of this match and then beat the shit out of Seth Rollins and then win with a 1-2-3 or a mandible claw knockout where he doesn't respond to the referee and the referee has to call the bell and give the title to Bray Wyatt by, falling asleep. We don't get that. We get Bray Wyatt spending the next 10 minutes laying on his back as if he's the Undertaker, getting his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30 type of shit, and he gets his ass whooped. And by the end of all of this, curb stomp after curb stomp, pedigree, curb stomp, nonstop with the curb stomp. Like, literally, why don't you just say, look, we all know you like Bray Wyatt. We all know you want him over, and we don't care. Look at him get destroyed and enjoy, because that's all you're getting. Enjoy the fact he's even in a fucking world title match. Because he ain't getting no title. He ain't getting nothing. He's getting this. And you have a lovely day. And I hope you enjoy your night type of attitude. Because that's the kind of message I was getting directly from Vince McMahon through this match. This man does not care about you, me, or his company, even for that matter. He don't give a shit about nothing. By the end of this match, we had a fucking ladder. A chair, a chest of a tool chest planted on top of the ladder over Bray Wyatt's forehead. And by that time, Seth Rollins whips out the sledgehammer, acting as if he's fucking Triple H himself. And the referee is saying, look, think about what you're doing here. You're going to hit a man in the skull with a fucking sledgehammer. Get some control over yourself. Be a little bit reasonable here. And the referee's trying to be humane, and I get what they were doing with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was being transformed into this maniacal, insane person, which I really was thinking this was going to be alright. We're going to get Bray Wyatt to come out of the rebel of all this trash that's on his head. He's going to pop up, scare Seth Rollins, hit him with the Sister Abigail, and sink in the mandible claw. I thought that's what was going to happen, but I felt deep down in my gut, I just knew this was going to happen. Seth Rollins goes ahead and says, alright, no problem. He takes the sledgehammer anyway while the referee's back was turned, smashes it right into fucking Bray Wyatt's skull. The referee calls the match. They call it a disqualification. I call it a technical knockout, and that's it, man. That was the end of your fucking match. That was the big build that we were hyping up and getting all crazy about, and poof, all taken away. Like that. People, if you're not a believer that Vince McMahon don't care about you before this, I hope you're a believer now. Because unless you like what Vince McMahon likes, you're going to be disappointed. And I'll tell you what, that entire crowd that was there watching that event were not happy when this match ended. And they sure as hell wasn't happy with Bray Wyatt waking up after he's being carried out on a stretcher. And Seth Rollins comes near him, and he whops on the mandible claw and chokes him the fuck out with the little sound, with the lights with the lights blacked out and shimmer of lighting going all over the place in the arena. I'm going to say this, guys. This was a travesty above any kind of travesty you could possibly get by Vincent Man. This was worse than any Punjabi prison match from 2017 with Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. Honestly. Because Randy Orton he's already where he needs to be. He's gotten over with the wrestling industry. He is a made man. Jinder Mahal was not, and he just sucked, and that was that. And then he lost the title to AJ Styles later on that same year. So, whatever. This is a totally different story. Bray Wyatt was a guy that was absolutely beloved by the audience going into this, and then they don't pull the trigger. They couldn't pull the fucking trigger, and the reason why they couldn't is because this is a political propaganda. Think about this, people. Seth Rollins and his girlfriend, soon-to-be wife, Becky Lynch, are the top of the fucking food chain of this company, and there ain't no way those titles are coming off of either one of those two at any point in time. That's why I believe Seth Rollins was going to retain after Becky Lynch retained her title. We're also going to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel on October 31st. Good old Halloween. Who fucking cares? And you're getting a match with Seth Rollins being the team captain of Hulk Hogan's team against Ric Flair's team. Don't you think that they would have kept the title on the team leader of Hulk Hogan's team, Seth Rollins? Absolutely, because they want to highlight the world champion of Monday Night Raw in the main event of Crown Jewel. And you can guarantee this. This is going to be the main event of Crown Jewel. This is their gimmick. This is their little rip-off and make Survivor Series seem less important than what it should be. If anything, they should cancel Survivor Series and have Survivor Series in Saudi Arabia and call it a fucking day. But that's all I have to really say on this. Because there's nothing to say. I've said everything I had to say in 30 minutes plus to you guys. So leave a comment down below. I will definitely get back to you on that. Hit the like button if you like the video. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to this channel. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. And try to forget this event. And if you're really smart and you can get that little heroin needle from the WWE out of your veins, stop watching the product. Because unless you want to watch people like myself giving you guys our opinion and just hearing what we have to say so you don't have to torture yourselves, by all means, just do that. You don't need to torture yourself to watch this shit. I'm doing it for you guys because I want to gain something out of this channel and become something on this. Because I know wrestling, and I studied it for a long time, and I love this shit. And I hate WWE because they're a fucking cancer to this product. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night. And when I say a cancer to this product, I mean the product of professional wrestling anyway. A cancer to this industry, really, I should say. Sorry about all that. I really apologize. That was a crappy way of ending it, but I'm not going to edit any of this shit. It is what it is. You get what you get with me, and that's pretty much it. There is no script when it comes to me, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great night, guys, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.